Which one?
Gardenia.
About the gardenia.
Oh, Ernie was courting me, and he was in his senior year, and he was senior class president, and he hadn't gone to any of his proms from the time he started optometry school. And he invited me, because he was dating me, to go to his
Prom.
senior class prom. And I was very excited about it. So he came down and asked me what I was wearing, and I told him. And he decided a white gardenia was just or I'm not sure he decided that a white gardenia was the right thing, or because we were both on very tight budgets, whether a white gardenia in Boston was not that expensive to buy. I'm really not sure. But anyway, he bought a white gardenia for my corsage, and I put it on my wrist because gardenias are very perishable and they will turn brown quickly. It really came with this little strap to go around my wrist. So I was very pleased with that. And we had a good time dancing that night. And then it came time for me to go home. And he took me back to the apartment where he lived with all these boys. 6 boys had an apartment together that were going to school. And he was leaving me off there. Oh, he was taking one of the other fellows back, and the other fellows get 2. That's why we happened to go to his apartment. So we just stopped off at the apartment, and this gardenia was getting a little tinge from being on my wrist, and I decided, oh, that smells so good. I'm going to put it under his pillow, and he will dream of meat. So I took it off my wrist. It had lost its beauty, and tucked it under his pillow. And boy, did he dream of me that night. He never told me exactly what the dream was. But ever since he associated me with gardenias. And then when he was in the maritime service, and I was pregnant too early, we didn't plan to have children till after the end of the war. And it was a very hot July day, and they were having an officers' dance down at one of the local clubs, and the local clubs would let the officers come, and the officers group served all the liquor, and they served the dinner too, so we could go at these places very inexpensively. But Ernie had a white cotton uniform, and in the war you couldn't get anybody to do anything. They were all out making things for the war. You couldn't send anything to the laundry. You couldn't have anything pressed. I even had to wash the bathtub sheets, the sheets in the bathtub for the bedrooms. It was very hard. And I was, let's see, it was probably August, and I was pregnant. It was in July. I was pregnant, and Marge was born in August. I was very uncomfortable. They didn't have any air conditioning, and I'm slaving over this iron board, pressing this white uniform that we had to wear that night. And I am really hot, and I am very upset. And I'm saying, oh, I'm not sure I want to go. It's this much whole work to get this done, and I'm going to be looking good enough to go to dance tonight, and I don't know if I really want to dance. So I'm slaving over the iron board, and Ernie got through his day at the base, and he came home with this gardenia in his hand.
Wow.
And he handed it to me, and I said, it's worth all I'm slaving to get to go and have a gardenia with him and dance tonight.
I remember him telling stories about that gardenia under his pillow, even in his 80s when I was living with you guys.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He says, I'll never forget that gardenia.
He never told me what he dreamt.
Really? All he told me was he couldn't sleep all night. He was looking for you in his pillow in his bed.
That was a very good investment for both of us.